I was gonna use that cup. Is that okay? Or is that your mug now? Is that your coffee mug?
Celebrate every curl, spoil, and
Jared, do you want some? I think you could use some more. I'm gonna go get in the shower, so I don't need to put any more on right now. I'll put some on after. I'll put some on your legs. Legs. Okay. All right.
If you're about to get in the shower, go ahead and turn that down a tad bit.
Let me get this Vaseline off my hands.
What is up, everybody? Lyle No Hippie Trucking and Transportation finally made it home. Just coming on here to talk some shit and drink some bourbon and whiskey my wife bought me. God damn, this thing is hard to get off here. Mr. Mayhem, what's up? All right, I'm just about done opening these up. If you wanted a little taste of this, I think it's a little strong for your. Actually, neither of these are too strong. Actually, 100 proofers on both of them. Oh no! This is 133 proof here. All right, just a second, guys. All right. Take a double shot for me. I need some for this trip. Yeah, I don't know why you took a trip going that far east in Pennsylvania too. So anyway, here we go. I'm just going to get into this. Boy, it's been a long time. Let me just pour a little for my daughter first. All right, Old Forester, 133 proof, single barrel rye. Actually, this isn't even a bourbon. All right, so these are both going to be technically whiskeys. The Jack Daniels I'm going with is going to be this Jack Daniels here, and this is single barrel heritage, and it is 100 proof. See which one we like better between the two. Here, there's that one.
This one smells better.
What's that? Doesn't matter what they smell like. All right, so before I get to these comments, let me just. What? All right, let's get into this Old Forester right quick. It's got a little heat on it. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. It's got a flavor I can't really put my tongue on. Kind of like a leatherish kind of a taste. Let me just take a sip of this Jack Daniels, and then I'll get to these comments and everything. And another thing, I'm gonna get back to the comments. I haven't replied to any comments or anything in a while because I just been like worn out. Ain't that right, Iris?
Yeah. So, even my hot ones. Even my hot ones.
All right. I am glad I am not in the Northeast right now. I'm telling you. They are getting hammered up there. some reason these comments are not coming across on my other phone. So Craig is going to Allentown, Pennsylvania. So might as well just call that Philadelphia damn near. That Pete looks more like your house each week. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean I've been spending way too much time in it, that's been true. I did stay out a week longer than I planned on staying out because, like I mentioned before, I didn't have like an excellent run this time out, but the last week was so good that it almost made up for all this downtime, sitting, weather, all that stuff. So that is good. Dean, hi, what's up? All right. I don't know why reading these comments on this phone is a little hard. It's not coming through on here. So I apologize for anything. It's got a little religion going on in here. That's good. See if you can convert some of these subscribers right here. Jesus will always be there for you. You know, he was there for Steph Curry. He was like thanking Jesus for winning the championship. So I guess you never know, huh?
I can't even taste the tequila.
It's still not as good as some of the other margaritas you make. Okay.
It's with the ginger love. Ginger juice, pineapple juice, lemon juice, cayenne. It's some good juice. It's good juice.
All right. I'm trying to see if I can get this other thing to bring up these comments. For some reason, I'm not able to do it. Oh, you know why? I think it's trying to connect to this raggedy ass Wi-Fi we got here.
Which one are you trying to connect to?
It just automatically connects.
Huh?
It just automatically connects.
Well, then tell it not to. Tell it to forget Dubs. See, well, Dubs is right there. Andrea 5 is downstairs.
Okay. Well, let me get this so I can see it a little bit better.
It's not the internet. It's where you are that it's trying to bounce back and forth between the two.
Young Monty, what's up? Yeah, boy, what's going on? All right. So, man. I don't know what the problem is. Probably going to cut my hair back tomorrow. Going out to get some Mexican food tomorrow. All right, now I can see it. Okay.
We need to charge it, okay? Do you want a vacuum? We need to charge it. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm just going to call you 3243. How about a grilled Limburger cheese sandwich with onion soup and garlic ice cream for lunch? I'll take the onion soup for sure, not the rest of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce this, but tried to fart, but got a little bit more than they bargained for. Sorry. That happened to me, not in trucking, but that has happened to me. Luckily, it wasn't crazy. All right. Jessica sitting here in Sealy, Texas at the Road Ranger waiting for my 014 appointment. At least I got to catch up on some sleep. I love those loads. You have some people that complain about it. Whenever I get a load where I can like sit down and chill for a little bit, I'm all for it, to be honest with you. All right. All right. So anyway, Just finally got home, dropped off my load last night at the Denver Kroger, the good one off of 51st Avenue, kind of down there by that TA. And we got to ask a serious question for any of you guys that are in here. Anybody on the replay, answer this question for me. Why do some of these motherfuckers, maybe including yourself, leave their lights on? I don't care if they're parking lights, regular lights, whatever. But I'm trying to back into this spot yesterday. The guy in front of me has on his bright ass lights for some reason. May Company. And, wasn't that big of a deal. I just couldn't see. At first, I was thinking maybe he had his lights on so I could see the yellow lines because you really couldn't see him. And then I realized, okay, he wasn't being that, thoughtful or anything like that. So I back into the spot, lights still on and everything. Another guy comes. He's supposed to back in next to me. Older guy. Well, I mean, he could be my age, but he looked like an older guy. He looked,
So an older guy.
So he tried backing in next to me. The May Company guy is parked across the dock. So you have a choice when you're done there. When you're when you're empty, they say you can move across the way or there's a dirt lot down a little bit. He wanted to park in front of the dock. Guess what the guy that was parking next to me did when he tried to pull out and straighten up? Or he didn't have enough room in front of him to bring his cab around. But when he tried to pull up and straighten up, his trailer caught the May Company truck that was next to him. Not that big of a deal, really not that much damage. But the way that security went around there, you would act like you would have thought somebody shot a motherfucker out there. So I came to realize this was a new driver, regardless how old he was, because they ended up giving him the May Company guy was an asshole. Okay, so he should have moved as soon as he saw this guy struggling, and he probably wouldn't have got his shit tore up. Or he could have moved his tandems to the front and then backed up a little bit further. But it still should have been an easy back. See, what he was trying to do was he was still trying to back in regular. The guy wasn't giving him enough room the way he was set up to back correctly. All he really needed to do, because he had two open spots next to him, is come all the way across and then just kind of back in and then pull up to the right and then kind of blindside it back in. But I guess he really wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't know why she's running away. Oh, Iris, are you? Iris, quit fucking with the dog. Be gentle.
You have to go potty, Iris.
All right.
Go potty. Do you have to go poop? No, serious.
If they have opti-idle system, the key needs to be on for that to work, and sometimes that just turns on some of your lights. Okay. I'm just wondering why people leave their lights on at truck stop. It's not like it's going to keep you from getting hit or whatever. So if that makes sense, I agree with, or I don't agree with it, but I understand that. What happened to me at GP Transco? My lights were always on. I can't stand it. I hate it.
Iris, do you have to go potty?
All right, I'm going to figure out which one of these whiskeys I like the most.
You don't want to get your pants wet. Come on, Mama's going to take a shower.
All right, so we got the Jack Daniels
Mommy's going to take a shower.
and the Old Forester. Those of you guys just came in. This ain't no Jack Daniels number 7. That's some real shit. I think the Forester, if I'm remembering correctly, is probably the better of the two.
Let me smell.
All right, let's go back again. Last time I tasted the Old Forester first. This time let's go with the... It is bringing in a little bit of that banana that you normally get from Jack Daniels. Not too sweet. All right. I'm gonna have to go with the Old Forester on that. bringing a little bit of sweetness. You got that spice to it. I really don't know what is in this Jack Daniels. There's a flavor that I can't get out of it, but the Old Forester, I don't know if it's because it's bringing that 133 proof.
Oh, you're right. What is that?
I don't know. All right. So anyway,
It's not bad. It's just I don't.
yeah. I mean, I like it better.
But it's not.
All right. Cutter Lad, what's up? G, it's Rich tapping in from Cali. TNT Miles halfway down. Hey, man, I was good. I think about you going through what you're going through, and obviously you're in training. I don't want to call you or anything like that, but it's good you're getting them miles done, and it's good that you aren't in the Northeast right now. The Northwest is kind of getting its own little fuckery itself, but I'm glad you stopped by to say what's up. You know something else that pisses me off at truck stops? This is my biggest pet peeve, especially since I don't personally have a problem with bobtails parking in regular truck spots. I don't have a problem with that. But when some of these assholes, and it might be you, pull all the way to the back, and then somebody's driving by, and I'll be, I'll see a truck come in late at night or whatever, and think he's just about to get a spot, and he's all setting up, and he looks back there, and there's some dickhead pulled all the way in the back.
Right.
I can understand pulling back a little bit just so, your truck's a little bit safer, but somebody driving by can see you. Oh, that pisses me off. That's another thing, another pet peeve.
And you go potty on the
Let's see.
right?
That Jack Daniels is more of a savory flavor. All right. A little sweetness, though. All right. That also happened in my Trainer Prime back in 2021. If the key is on, there are lights on, even if you turn them off. I don't even know why people I never have my key in the auxiliary position anyway. So that isn't really a thing for me. But I don't know. I've always wondered when I'm sitting across from somebody and their lights are on. I always wonder what's up with that. What's up, King Hippo? Would you post pictures of the bottles after the lives, please? Yeah, I'll do that. But just if you're here, I'll just show them here. There's one. Now, Jack Daniels is basically a bourbon, but if you want to go by the book, it's a whiskey. And then this Old Forester
Hand-selected single barrel toasted barrel.
is just a whiskey. It's a rye. Let's just put
Heritage
that.
barrel.
So
Handmade barrel. Yep.
I used to be kind of a wine snob back in the day. Not so much anymore. Wine is like way too expensive to be really like a bottle of wine that's this big. You go through that like today. You know what I mean? And it's about the same. Well, I don't know how much these cost. I don't think they were terribly expensive. Slime Pack, what's going on? All right. Poplars, that shit happened to me at the Petro in Atlanta when I was new. Laughed my ass off. Somebody had to blow their horn, so I didn't hit the bobtail. Like I said, I have no issues with any bobtails parking in regular spots. And a bobtail irritates me when they're pulled back to the back. It's especially because they should know better. But what really pisses me off is a box truck. Because at least I know the bobtail guy, at least at some point, is pulling a trailer. But these bobtail dudes that pull all the way back there, oh man, that pisses me off right there.
What are you doing with that?
All right. Tito's, what's up? Greetings from West Virginia.
So we can wipe
I heard there's a little bit of snow going on out that way. As a matter of fact, I have sat in a spot at a truck stop. This is wrong, but I've sat in a truck stop and not pulled out while a box truck was looking for a spot when I knew that there was another regular, truck driving around looking for a spot. So I've actually done that before.
Lolly's gonna pick it up. We're not doing it anymore, okay? Thank you. We're not gonna do it anymore. Babe.
No.
Oh, is it killing you,
It
Iris?
is. We're not gonna waste it.
Come here.
You're not gonna have ashy knuckles like Pop, so that's good. You rub your hands together now. Come here.
Oh,
Rub
you
your hands
lucky
together.
motherfucker. All right.
Rub it in. Good job. Look at those.
So where's everybody at, man? Put it in the comments. I know there's a few. I know there's a few people that I know that are up there in the Northeast, and I'm like, how did you end up there? It's not like this has been a secret. Screenshots taken, thanks. All right. If you took the screenshots, I won't need to post them. Oh my God, Afro parking nose in. That I just saw that happen the other day, where somebody nosed into a spot, and
Thank you for sharing.
it was a spot where he should have been able to get out, but somebody made a spot so he couldn't get out. I'm just,
Got any extra? You can rub it on your
I can understand why somebody would nose in, especially if it's kind of packed at a truck stop and you see the other vultures circling around the parking lot. I can see just nosing in, but man, that's got to be a serious. I really got to think about that one. And I've never nosed into a spot
Good job.
because I always think about how fucked I'm gonna be in the morning or whenever I leave out.
All right, let's see. Lolly needs.
Leah's in Atlanta. I guess that's better than being in the Northeast, even though I don't necessarily like Atlanta. Grandview, Washington. Jason Goodwin. Waiting to load in the morning. Now, here's what they said in the meeting, or they sent out a message. Those of you guys at Prime got the message. If you happen to be in the Northeast, there's going to be this bad weather and, blah, 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 blah. We suggest that you get loaded, first and then shut down. Man, shut up. Seriously, shut up. Why am I going to go get loaded and then go babysit a trailer with all the snow they're getting? That makes no sense. That just means, and this was from the safety department, that almost sounds like you're thinking about the customers more than,
Okay. So when we went pee earlier.
Am I wrong? I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. Do I agree with the U.S. attacking Iran? Well, I thought we were going to be ending wars. I thought that, we were going to be ending the wars better than anybody in human history. I didn't know we were adding additional wars and, all that kind of stuff. No, I don't agree with that. I agree that we should fucking mind our own business for once. That's why we get dragged into a lot of different shit. So, no, I don't. And I could be missing something. Maybe. I don't know. But I think that we have become a country that is, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to get on you, but we've become a little bit too fucking emotional when it comes to what our reactions to different things, whether it be war or what people say or any of this kind of stuff. So, no, off the top, no, I don't agree with that. Yeah, these are actually some good fucking bourbons. I mean, This does not taste like 133 proof or whiskey, whatever it is. Rye, should I say. Awesome. All right. Afro, Los Angeles, headed to Chino, then off to Vegas. I think I picked up in Chico a couple times. Once at like a winery or something like that, or a really small winery. And I think it was Chico, not Chino. But then they got the Sierra Nevada place up there, near there. Vegas. I don't ever really park in the middle of Vegas. Usually what I'll do is park after Vegas or before Vegas. So there's like some off-brand truck stop before you come into Vegas. And then there's usually I'm headed to California, but the place that has the best cheesesteaks I've tasted, and I haven't actually been to the Pats and all that stuff. So, give me some grace on that. But the cheesesteak at Jersey Mike's, and trust me, it's not no regular Jersey Mike's. I think they cook their own shit and, fuck the franchise or whatever. But there's a Shell gas station in Baker, California. That shit is awesome.
Little man.
Iris, I thought you were happy to see Pop Pop. Iris, you don't want to see Pop Pop?
That's enough.
Shut up. All right, so anyway.
Papa, don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry anymore. Thank you for just telling me that you cared. I love you, Iris. All right, we're gonna go get something delicious to eat when I'm home.
Tomorrow. Are we all going tomorrow or no?
Well, Mason's not off work tomorrow.
Well, but I mean, the four of us. Oh, I have an appointment at 11:30.
God damn.
I forgot. It's online, so at 12:30 we can leave.
Okay, well, everybody's talking about us four. What about the kid that's paying the rent? That's the motherfucker I need to be taken out.
Well, you have to do that on another day. You work.
Shit. All right. All right. So anyway, that's that. Some other Prime news just came out. People are putting out false information about Prime and the governed truck speed for company drivers and all this stuff, and the messages that just came out. Prime company drivers had already been governed. So the message that came out was Trans Am, but everybody wants to be the first to put new info out. That was not a Prime message. Oh, hell yeah. I need that, Iris. That is perfect for me. Where did you get that from?
It's when Lolly broke her foot. It was supposed to go to Goodwill. Mason, for whatever reason, was wanting to keep it.
Yeah, I could use that. Shit.
Yeah, it's good. You want some pink roses?
Yep.
It'll show Pop Pop the cane. Pop Pop can use that.
So anyway, damn, I forgot what I was talking about. You look like Moses.
You know what you could really, really use? If you don't want to use the pink roses, The walking stick he got me.
We don't care, do we, Iris?
You'd rather use the. I know Mason didn't want me to get rid of it. I can't remember why. Because that was going to go to Goodwill, but he's like, no, don't do that. So, or you could use the walking stick.
What's that walking stick?
It's a walking
All right,
stick
Jessica,
that
I think
somebody
he knows
hands
it's not a
her.
Prime message, but if you put Prime in YouTube in the title and are talking trash, people click on it. Absolutely. So that one was some more Prime news that came out. And then a message that we got today, which I am all for, is all these people with these dumbass eyeballs in their windshields and all that kind of stuff. They just ban that at Prime. They just like, nah, you can't have that. If there's one little thing that I could agree with 100%, it's that. Oh, I cannot stand that one.
Like Lightning McQueen cars eyeballs?
Yeah, them dumbass eyeballs and all that. Yes. All right, Afro that lives in North Vegas always has parking spot. And if you want to stay closer to the strip, the Rio Casino always has parking. I'm not worried about the parking. I'm just worried about, I don't like parking around a bunch of people if I can avoid it. So I try to get out a ways. So I think it's a Chevron, like maybe 20 miles outside of Vegas. And I tell you who's messing stuff up, TA. They've been doing it for the last 3 years. Remember back in Henderson, Nevada, there was that little casino truck stop that used to be nice and everything? TA took that over, fucked that up. There's been the one in Arkansas, in Atkins, Arkansas, took that over, fucked that up. At least one thing I can say about Love's, they're actually adding additional parking. What TA is doing is taking good parking that was always there that maybe not everybody knew about and then fucking it up and then not adding any additional spots. Ugh. I like those eyeballs. Wasn't for me though. I hate them eyeballs. Apparently TA just bought a truck stop in Rock Springs across from the Flying J. I don't know about that one. If they buy out that Sinclair truck stop in Sinclair, Wyoming, that might be the last. Well, they won't do that because there's the other TA right down the road, so that probably won't happen. So I'm not a fan of Love's, but one thing I can say is they are actually adding additional parking. TA isn't building anything new. They're taking over places that we were potentially parking for free, potentially charging for it, and taking mom and pop restaurants over to their little bullshit they got over there. Now, trust me, I like the free credits and all that kind of stuff, but not that much. The Chevron with the black toilets, from what I understood, I don't know. I never stop in Rock Springs. Rock Springs, it can't be the one that I'm thinking about because right down the road is Rawlings TA. So I think I know which one you're talking about. Well, I don't know if that makes, it's been a long time. Luckily, it's been a long time since I went through Wyoming. The only place I could think about that you're talking about was the small place that had like the little, I don't know. All right, how about Pedro? How about when you're parked next to a truck and your whole bunk starts to smell like exhaust? That too. What's worse, and I think a lot of this is just people not knowing what's going on. Well, I guess some people might know what's going on. With these trucks running all night and they got these badass air leaks and shit, and that compressor, going off especially if they got a bad air leak, going off every 2 or 3 minutes. That is worse than the actual truck running.
Oh, we're not going to use our hands, and we're not going to strike on it. I do not want that, sir.
They built all right, Afro. They built a Petro across that TA is still pretty clean. The one
You want mustard? Do you want this kind? You want
by the strip is garbage. I don't really go out there enough to know much about that. Jessica I also wonder if TAC's Truck Parking Club leading the charge at making
Okay. So
parking shitty across the country. Truck Parking Club is a fucking scam, and to have anybody trying to act like they're for the truckers while doing that shit is a travesty. Listen, some of it I agree with. If you're turning like spots that were not parking accessible into truck parking spots, I agree with that. But I've been to several places at truck stops where there used to be free parking and now there's signs behind it that are Truck Parking Club. Fuck Truck Parking Club. And fuck the drivers that are out there promoting that shit too. All right. The Stinker in Wyoming is pretty good. That Stinker is good. I like that place, especially if you can get there early and get a real spot. All right. Can you explain your free meal fueling TA trick you spoke about in the past? This only works if you're at Prime or anywhere that has similar shit. But with Prime, every 60 gallons you get an ultra credit. And we get it right off the bat. So some companies, you got to like fuel up so much before you get it. But essentially, every 60 gallons, you get a free credit, ultra credit that could be used for parking, showers, or a meal. The meal is the one thing that not everybody can get. So what I'll do is I'll get 60 gallons, shut it off, start up again, get another 60 gallons, and that gets me two $17 credits for $120 worth of fuel. So that's good. I know people that do not do this shit. They don't take advantage of it, but they still go to the same place in TA to get food. So you could use the Popeyes, Kentucky or Popeyes, any restaurants they got there. Country Pride, Iron Skillet, all that. And it's $17, right? So it's just, Burger King, that's like 2 Whoppers with cheese free. At Popeyes, it's like 12 chicken or 12, I think it's 12 chicken wings or a 4-piece meal. I mean, it's like, it's the best shit out there. So that's why I deal with a little bit of bullshit at TA Petro every now and then. All right, Jessica, boy, caught every single truck stop that uses them. I can't stand Truck Parking Club. I fortunately work for a company that pays for parking, so it doesn't bother me. That's great. But here's the thing with a lot of it is I don't really have a problem finding parking because I came up in the era of, my young ass trainer that trained me. Always his philosophy was, but Lyle, there's always a spot. And I've always lived by that. And I've rarely paid for parking. But it's I've rolled into truck stops late at night and got parking, So that I'm not really afraid to look for parking late at night. Usually I at least have some other options that are available. But it's just I don't like people saying they're for truckers. Like, look at their little fucking commercials. They're trying to make it like a money thing. Fuel is this much is this much. And, it's bullshit.
Can you tone down that thing? Because, little man, we got him to stop saying it. Finally.
Okay, well,
so we don't need him to pick it back up.
Really what he needs to do is start saying it.
Everything was so fucking this, so fucking
Okay. Well, do you want a smart kid? Or does Taylor want a smart kid? They said the people that curse have higher intelligence than average motherfuckers.
So I'm
So
pretty fucking smart.
no, I'm the smart one. I'll try to not curse as much. So anyway, it's more the principle than it is anything else.
And if I can do it, then
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about some other shit.
wow.
The only time I use truck, I wasn't talking about the cursing. I was talking about a comment. That's what it's like being married. Everything's about them. All right. Good afternoon, kindly sir. What did I miss? Nothing. I'm just home. You know, my wife bought me some whiskeys. Basically on the verge of bourbons. You can't technically call them bourbons, but she bought me a little Jack Daniels single barrel heritage 100 proof, boom. And then she brought me a little Old Forester rye 133 proof, boom. So that's all we're doing out here. Sipping on a little something before we relax. Yeah, 313 saying basically he barely ever pays for parking. One of my boys, he's straight up ready to pay for parking. And I'm just like, that's got to be the ultimate last resort to pay for parking. And a lot of it's not because I can't afford it, or even if my company is paying for it, just like actually promoting that, I got a problem with. Yeah, Craig. So my boy Craig, he just left a comment saying he used Truck Parking Club in Miami. And that's actually, you know, I'm not saying that all truck parking clubs are bad, because where he parked is right down near Miami. You have access to a lot of different stuff and, you know, everything like that. That makes sense. But I've seen a lot of truck parking clubs turn free parking into paid parking. So I would really think about using that one in Miami. I thought about using one in Bradenton the other day. Or not Bradenton. Basically Bradenton. Because somebody had said our yard was booked or full or something. So I was just kind of looking into it. So I don't mind extra parking. If you want to like add to extra parking, that's great. But I've seen a lot of adding paid parking to free parking. Go to Avoca, Iowa, the Flying J there. There's a whole row that's now truck parking club. There was never truck parking club. So anyway, that's what I have a problem with. And I don't have a problem with it right now so much as to what it could be in the future. Hey, 313 says, I agree with you, Lyle. Been driving since 07. Never had to pay. Only had to pay 4 times to pay for parking. I'm so glad that I came up under that. You know, I was trained by a young dude, right? 24 years old. And he used to, I could remember him saying this like it's yesterday. But Lyle, there's always parking. And he even said it when I was training him a few months back because he was coming back to Prime. And that philosophy has never let me down. And man. So what I used to do when I first got out on the road was, if I was driving at night, I would go get fuel or take a 30 and I would drive through the truck stop just to get an idea of what's going on there. So what I started to notice after doing this a lot of times was I'd see that there's 3-4 spots open in this truck stop, but I see a whole row of people that were lined up on the on ramp, off ramp, and all that. So I did this like all the time. Every time I stopped at night, I would drive through the truck stop just to see what was available. And I started to realize there's always spots that are available, or not always, but you get the point. If I stopped at 3 places, like if my clock was running out and I had 100 miles or 2 hours to drive, I could find a place within the next 3 truck stops to park. So that took stress off of me. But what I'm afraid of is these guys turning free parking into paid parking, especially out west. All right, studies show people who don't swear aren't as smart as people that do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach them. But my wife's a soft-ass grandmother, and my daughter is...
Well, you have him running around every couple words saying, and so effing this and so effing that. Yeah. And it's fine for home. Everybody has different language, and that's what he needs to learn. You have different language.
Well, since all these little young people want to be all sensitive about stuff, he needs to go to school and say, my love language is cursing. Huh, Iris?
What's my language?
Your love language is fucking not doing shit until I get home. No, I'm joking. Please stop. Woo! No, I'm joking. Can I think about it a second? Jesus Christ. Been on the road 7 years. All right, paid one time at Portland. That place in Portland is actually almost worth paying to park at. All right, somebody else says they're drinking. I pay for parking as long as it's not truck parking club. Here's my problem with paying for parking. If I was an owner operator, I'd be a little bit more down for it. The problem is sometimes we don't know when the loads are going to come. So as a younger driver, I mean, I'm older, but as a less seasoned driver, I would go ahead and pay for parking.
Is he?
What?
Is he?
Yes. I didn't know what you were fucking saying. All right, so anyway, I might, or let's not even say pay for parking. I would just park somewhere and then they give you another load or whatever. If I'm paying for parking, I'm like turning down all loads and telling them I'm not ready until that shit is over with. So, I might be scatterbrained because this 133 hit a little hard today. So, excuse me. All right, 313. I work for Prime. Any more about the new terminal in Georgia? From what I've heard, that terminal in Georgia is so far south, it doesn't even matter. Like if you were going to build a terminal in Georgia, if it was like near Atlanta, maybe McDonough, something like that. But I hear that shit's like another hour south of that or whatever. So it really, I'm not sure if it's going to really help all that much, but it should be a good terminal. They're all good terminals. I'm not sure if it's effective. I would rather have less or more drop yards and less terminals. You know, just a place to drop, hang out for a minute. I don't need a bunch of food and all that. Just I was just about to bring up Avoca. Yeah, that I actually paid there for that one. Marriage is life skill. A yard sale looks fun from the distance, but close up, it's a bunch of shit I don't need. Man, I disagree with that. There's definitely. Would you quit fucking looking at me? My wife's over here trying to listen. Whatever I say, my wife did not fucking punk me into saying. Because she's over here looking at me like she's raw dogging me or something. The benefits of marriage are definitely going to outweigh just being single and all that stuff. It allows you to be a little bit more focused, stuff like that. It allows you to focus on things outside of yourself. And I think 2 against the world is better than 1 against the world. So I absolutely don't agree with that statement. But I mean, even if you just look at it financially, I mean, if you got 1 electric bill divided by 2, or whatever, I mean, it's just even just straight finances. All right, what's the oldest truck Prime would accept? If you go A fleet, I don't know what the oldest is. I think they're kicking 2019s off the fleet right now, if I remember. Myth Leather Company. All right, what's up? How old is he? If we're talking about my grandson, how old is Iris right now? Andrea.
I'm sorry, what?
How old is Iris?
He'll be 3 in June. He's 2.
He's basically
He's
damn near 3.
2.5, between 2.5 and 3.
The TA in Troutdale, Oregon used to be nice. There was a time I was there, all kinds of blocked up. That TA in Troutdale still isn't that bad as far as parking and stuff goes. There's an off-brand place nearby that I normally stay at.
Because this could be a 2-3 hour nap. Yeah.
All right, Afro, listen, that's the last thing I need is anybody to be encouraging my wife to talk about no dumb shit right now.
Yeah, I thought, well, for now, I'll just.
The casino in Pendleton, Oregon is the place. That place is nice. That truck stop at the bottom of Cabbage. I like that place.
That's what I was like, well, he just instantly, but on the other hand.
All right.
It's his first time. He's gonna do it probably. What should I do?
All right. Do I think Prime will eventually get logging? What are we talking about since they built a terminal down there? Elaborate on that one. Just makes sense. You teach your grandson that DC is better than Marvel. Listen, I'm the last one to be talking about any of that stuff. And here's how little parenting has to do with anything. I was anti-gaming, anti all that, like comic book, all that stuff. Definitely gaming. I mean, gaming, all that. And I got everything exactly opposite of that. So all right, well, I'm about to get off here. Hopefully this was enough to give people I know there's some people that are just like, I'm going to be driving tonight. I don't think any of those people are going to be in the Northeast, but give me a little something to watch. Here's a little something to watch. I'm about to get off here, make a little bit of this food that was made for me, and I'm gonna get out of here. I will check you out later on the next one.